Hello collectors, I'm Ryan the Cyber Hobbit, and welcome to another 1/6 scale figure unboxing. Today we have the Asmus Toys Gondorian warrior, Boromir.
Boromir.
No, not that version. This is actually a new version of Boromir, as it was originally released years ago and comes with a new head sculpt that has sculpted hair instead of rooted hair. I wasn't a big fan of the original rooted hair version, so hopefully this will look a bit more like Sean Bean. As you can see, the box is very similar to a lot of their older figures with the glossy cutout of the character, but after opening the box, I was very happy to see that they did ditch the plastic tray that they used previously, and instead have gone for the much more preferred foam cutouts. This not only prevents parts from moving during shipping, but helps it to feel a bit more premium. So I can definitely see some Sean Bean depending on the angle, but this is far from perfect.
Its black gates are guarded by more than just a box.
Though I'll say it's still much better than their previous iteration. The beard is definitely better and has a much better paint job. What bothers me most is the sculpt of his hair. I think it should have a bit more volume to it, especially on the sides, as it seems to be a bit condensed. But overall, this head sculpt does have the essence of Boromir, even if it's not exactly Sean Bean. Admittedly, my reason for getting this wasn't because I thought it would be perfect, but rather as a completionist reason. I wanted to own the entire Fellowship, and as far as I know, this is the best Boromir figure out there, though I say best because it's really the only Boromir. All that being said though, this is one of the better head sculpts. It's no Gandalf the White, but again, it served its purpose for me. Yet again, as usual for Asmus, they seem to have done a pretty decent job on the clothing. There are multiple materials used for different articles, and a few of them have some decorative silver and gold accents running along the edges. Very similar to what was depicted in the films. This looks great. There's even some nice weathering towards the bottom to give it that used look. And might I say a big hooray to this figure coming with the belt and scabbard already set up. This is usually my least favorite part of the setup process. He also has his iconic vambraces, though they are made of plastic, and I'm honestly not a big fan of the paint job on them. It's not horrible, but it's not great. Somewhere in the middle. I also noticed they seem to have taken a different approach when it comes to his boots than the previous iteration. From watching some older reviews, there was a common complaint that the boots were made of a hard leather, which restricted them a bit, but in this version they seem to have made the boots in two parts, one of them acting as a type of sleeve to cover the ball joints, which should hopefully allow for some easier posing. This also comes with some leather gloves Boromir wears, as well as two sets of alternative gloves, one for holding things and one as fists. But I did notice that there wasn't a pair of just regular hands without gloves. I did see from watching some other reviews that their figures did come with regular hands, so I'm not sure why mine did not. If you got this figure and got regular hands, let me know in the comments. Now let's move on to accessories. First we have his somewhat green cloak that has his elven brooch. It's made of a nice material that seems to look the part. It also has a wire in the hood that should help for posing. Next we have his large coat that has fur along the edges. I think they did a really nice job on the pattern that is all over it. If you recall in the films, this is actually what he wears before the Fellowship all get their leaves of Lorien. And just like his green cloak, this also has a wire in the hood for better posing. Next up we have his Gondorian sword. This is a die-cast metal replica and has a very nice weight to it. It's not sharp, but it does have a very pointy tip, so just be careful. Comparing this to my United Cutlery sword, the leather on the handle seems to go up just a bit higher than it probably should, so in that regard it's not entirely accurate, but this isn't that big of a deal to me. Also very similar to the sword is this die-cast metal dagger. It's always nice to get metal weapons. It's something I feel like they don't have to do, but really helps to elevate the figure and make it feel a bit more like you're getting your money's worth. And next we have the Horn of Gondor. It's a very nice mini replica that does a great job of recreating all the tiny details in the film. And did you know it's also functional? And last but not least is his shield. I'm a really big fan of the design of this thing in the films, and this mini replica looks great. It doesn't have any metal parts, but it's still well made. The underside of it has a leather strap that you can use to mount it on his back. This makes me really wish there was a United Cutlery replica of this thing. So cool. Oh, and I guess we can't forget the base. It's really nothing special, lightweight, and like lots of figures from the past, it's black and has the logo. I guess it's better than getting nothing though. When it comes to the Scabbards, the sword fits very nicely and has a very tight fit, but beware the dagger is very loose and seems to be able to fall out pretty easily. And now for some final thoughts. Like I said before, the main reason I wanted this was so that I could be one step closer to completing my figure collection of the entire Fellowship. But to my surprise, this was a bit better than I was expecting. Again, it's nowhere near perfect, and the face sculpt isn't as accurate as I would like. Asmus did a really great job on the Gandalf the White, but this seems to have taken one step backwards. It's still better than many of their other figures from the past, so in that regard it's an improvement, but I think I'll still be on the lookout for an even better version. This is definitely Boromir, but maybe not Sean Bean. I give this figure a 7 out of 10. I'm definitely looking forward to what Queen Studios' InArt can bring, and if anything they seem to be putting the pressure on Asmus. I think competition helps everyone, especially us collectors. So that about wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and consider subscribing. Or, if not, I just want to thank you for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.